It's not just in Galadimawa. I had occasion to have a discussion last week with Senator Kingibe. Several parts of Abuja are under siege. Part of Lugbe, on the back side of Lugbe, Kubwa, and so forth. So many citizens no longer sleep in their homes. They run into town and go back during the day. So there's something very, very serious going on in around the Federal Capital Territory. No matter what we say, this is the capital territory of Nigeria. If there's anywhere that's going to be seen as very secure, this ought to be the most secure place in Nigeria. Now that it seems that the same lackadaisical attitude to security is being taken to, all of us are at risk. Now, an aide to a senator, tomorrow it might be an aide to a minister. It might also be one of us, God forbid. But the point is, something very, very drastic and immediate must be done by the security agencies to handle this matter. It is not because we do not have the resources, because these people ask for ransom, they use their cell phones, they can be tracked, and then in and around Abuja FCT is supposed to be a security zone. And therefore, I second and support all the prayers that are part of this motion.
Senator, in Abuja, many people are no longer sleeping in their houses because of fear of being abducted. They are helpless. So they need assistance and support. And Mr. President, there is no other place to ginger the security agents than the National Assembly. We are the House of Assembly of the FCT. Whatever is happening in FCT has to be discussed here in the Senate or in the House of Representatives. So we should take this issue very seriously. Mr. President, I observe or I noticed that in the prayer, he mentioned that CCTV cameras should be installed in all parts of Abuja. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, as far back as 2009, when I was Minister of FCT, the contract for the installation of CCTV camera was awarded to the tune of over $500 million. Mr. President, the contractor just came and installed useless cameras that are supposed to work with sunlight. And he has abandoned that contract and nobody has heard anything about it. I understand that it was discussed at the National Assembly around 2015. And nobody has said anything about it. So it is now time for us to revisit that issue of 500 million naira worth of contract for the installation of CCTV camera in FCT. We have to make the contractor to account for that huge sums of money. The citizens are left without security. The money has gone down the drain, and nobody is talking about it. I'm happy that Senator Munir has brought out this motion. We should support it, and in mandating the committee that will do the investigation, they must thoroughly investigate that contract award. Mr. President, FCT is home for everybody. That's why everybody is now coming into FCT to stay because of relative security compared to other places in the 36 states of the Federation. This is the seat of government. This is where the diplomats are staying. It is embarrassing. It's a national shame and disgrace for us to have this kind of thing. So the security agent must be up to task, and we must ginger them to do the needful. We have approved huge sums of money just last month.
Can we stop the meetings?
Thank you, Mr. President. As I said, we have approved well over 1.something trillion naira to the security agents. And the whole idea of approving that money is to improve security nationwide, including the Federal Capital Territory. It is time for us to embark on oversight to ensure that that money is judiciously used, is judiciously utilized. Mr. President, I rest my case. Thank you very much.
The Committee on National Security and Intelligence, together with the Committee on ICT, Cybercrime, they are having a public hearing right now on their proposed amendment to the National Security Act. As we speak, they are gathering for so even the chairman or the chairman of the two committees are not in chambers at the moment. The issue is supported by all. The motion is supported by all, but a bit very worrisome, considering that we are talking about the Federal Capital Territory. Maybe in the prayers, you may consider including invitation of the minister in charge of the FCT to have a closed session with the Senate to discuss on the findings and the situation that we have found ourselves in the FCT, and including the Inspector General of Police and thereabout. But this is very worrisome, but I must express my sympathy to Senator Odette Nwoku, because when he mentioned 19 people kidnapped in one location, and he said 12 are feared dead, it sends a terrible signal, considering that Galadima is within the Federal Capital Territory. So let's look at the prayers, and maybe we can add additional prayers to strengthen it. Prayer 1, call for a joint operation involving the Army, the Air Force, the Police, and Department of State Services, DSS, to intensify the search efforts for the kidnapped victims. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. Urge the Inspector General of Police to see to the installation of CCTV cameras in strategic locations within and around Abuja, the highways, and other capital cities to bolster surveillance and detect criminal activities. Any amendment? Yeah.
President Mohamed Adamu Aleru is my name, the President Center. Mr. President, I want to amend this prayer to read, to add the Minister of Federal Capital Territory to revisit the contract of the installation of CCTV cameras in strategic locations within and around Abuja. Yes. The contract was awarded and the money has been paid and the work has not been done. So it is the minister that will revisit the, it was the minister that will revisit that contract and see that it is executed according to the contract agreement. Thank you.
Introduce yourself and then.
Eyinnaya Central. As moved by Senator, that is.
Distinguished colleagues, a proposed amendment has been made by Senator Alero that we should urge the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to revisit the issue of the installation of CCTV cameras within Abuja and around the environs, particularly the past contract where over 500 billion have been spent. And this has been seconded by my brother. Those who are in support of this prayer too, as amended, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3. Call on the Inspector General of Police to urgently increase security patrols and surveillance within Abuja and across the nation to proactively combat and prevent further kidnappings. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4. Mandate the committees on defense and police affairs to conduct a thorough investigation into these recent kidnappings and other similar incidents in and around Abuja. Those in support of prayer 4 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 5. Mandate the aforementioned committees to recommend robust strategies to prevent future kidnappings within the FCT. Mandate the aforementioned committees to recommend robust strategies to prevent future kidnappings within the FCT. Those in support of prayer 5 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 6. Observe 1 minute silence in honor of the lives lost due to the cruelty of kidnappers. I believe strongly that the Civil Senator Nedwoko, this prayer 6 is presumptuous. You are saying that reports available have it that 12 of them have been killed, but nobody has been found. So it's also possible that it may be social media report. So if we observe a minute silence and they are found tomorrow, how do we call back the minute silence? Senator Goje, explain how we can recall the minute silence.
What?
If we observe minute silence for the presumed killing of 12 of the 19 kidnapped victims, and then in future they are found, how can the Senate call back the minute silence?